good to see you, Thor.
So good to see you as well.
Thank you. Thank you.
What happened to the weather though? I mean, I'm looking outside and it is pouring down.
If not pour, yes, sorry. It didn't pour about a minute ago. It is now pouring down as well. I suppose we need it. But
Yeah.
what they said is when it's really heavy, it's the damage that it does. And, I always feel so desperately sorry for people.
Yeah.
If their homes are flooded or something. The crops need it. If it's too heavy, though, it ruins them.
Yeah. But I
Yeah.
mean, yeah, it's the flooding, isn't it? And the thing is like thinking about climate change and the future and what it's just going to become more common, isn't it?
How can anybody in their right mind say it is not happening? There have always been different cycles on the planet. We've had the ice age, then we have the tropical age. It does, but there is a change.
Yeah.
A definite change. On the CNN, they had in the western states in the US, which doesn't include, let's say, Australia, who's also having problems, and China's also having problems with weather as well. They just don't own up to it. There's Texas, who doesn't have enough energy on their grid because of always the bad winter. Now the super, super hot summer, then is drought, super drought in California, in Nebraska, the Dakotas, Montana, they mentioned, that far north, drought.
Yeah.
And the problem with the drought is what they were saying, the weather people are saying, it doesn't cool down at night. So if it's 120 during the day, it might be 100 at night. It doesn't sufficiently, cool off.
Which is not good,
No, it isn't good. No.
But it is interesting, though, that persistence of some people saying that climate change is not real.
I know. How?
Yeah.
The interesting thing, that program, they also showed from, I think it was 86, from 1986 to now to 2021, those states, also they said Nevada, say the Strip, Reno, Nevada, has increased by almost 20, I don't know how many degrees, but they showed it was, say, 89 in Reno, Nevada this time of the year. And this year, it's not just a one-off year. They showed the progression. Now it's about 117. Really interesting that you could get a comparison. Not just, I remember my grandmother saying this. They actually showed you on a graph, year by year.
Yeah, it's just mind-boggling, I suppose, that some people think it's not real. But I suppose from a spiritual perspective, it is all a part of our journey, right?
It is very, very much, very much. I know it's hard though. That's why individuals who listen to our podcasts, any podcast like this, anything of enlightenment, trying to understand is so important.
Yeah.
As for that second, I mean, I love what we're doing. That second, say that happy hormone that comes out, we're sending that out.
Yeah.
So the topic today is cosmic consciousness / avatar.
Okay.
One and the same. And I'll begin just by asking you, I had to think about I know what I'm going to say, but what do you think the cosmic consciousness is?
What a good question, isn't it?
Because it's bantered around, isn't it?
This.
And the avatar, I like the film, but what is the avatar?
Yeah.
What does it have to do with cosmic consciousness?
Yeah, what does the avatar has to do with cosmic consciousness? I mean, I suppose I would say cosmic consciousness is the ultimate force, right? God, the universe, nature, call it what you like. I mean, I think it's the cosmic consciousness is that, isn't it? I suppose the energy that flows through all things.
Absolutely. And that energy that flows through all things it's like a very ordinary analogy. The wheel, chakra means wheel. So we have the center, which is that, say, cosmic consciousness.
Yeah.
And then the spokes going out, say, are us, human, all life. Everybody is a child of God, if we dare use that word. Everybody. Not one single individual is eliminated. And nobody is neglected or forgotten just because you think you're really having a bad hair day. We're not neglected or forgotten. So the cosmic conscious, quite right. But that cosmic conscious is in our mind, it's in our soul.
Yeah.
It's universal understanding.
Yeah.
So very good answer. Avatar?
No idea.
Okay. Avatar is another word. That is now the physical manifestation of the cosmic consciousness. Avatar is, we can call it, if we start with cosmic consciousness, I'm getting to a point, can be cosmic Buddha, can be cosmic Christ. It can be anything that anyone wishes to call it. It doesn't matter. So what we're talking about, the cosmic consciousness is the avatar within each of us. Such as, let's say, I'm only taking two of them, the Buddha and the Christ, for example, that have come in the past. All of them actually have repeated literally the same physical necessities for mankind in that particular area, so of the world, and at that particular time. So one is such as get along with people, love and do not kill. I got this amazing card handed to me a couple of Christmas ago from, obviously it's, let's see which association was it. This is from the Muslim Association. They were just handing them out. See, love for all, hatred for none. That was given. I like it. I keep it in here. It's a positive message. Anyway, the physical attributes of, say, Buddha and Christ were given as part of their teachings. However, all of these, they're all a little bit different. So if we can agree that all the messages come from that total force, call it God for simplicity, and so Buddha was given something, the Muslims were given something, Christianity were given something, but varies a little bit. So who's going to be right? Hence all the wars, right?
Yeah.
A lot of the wars anyway. So what is the difference? It means it's because at that particular time and that particular area of the world where the avatar came, possibly the lifestyle was very much, they were warlike individuals. So it was good. It was a good death and a godly death to die in battle. They were warlike. It was the karmic pattern of that part of the world. So the avatar could not come forward and say, oh, rubbish, you can't do that fighting. That's so wrong. Nobody would have listened. The avatars at all times would bring forward the necessity for that particular type of individual. That's why it's different.
Right.
One country needs something different to another, a lot of countries.
But in so many ways, though, aren't we all avatars in our own way?
That is what, yes, end of podcast. End of podcast. And what happens with these? Exactly, that's the whole issue. So we're taking Buddhism. This is not decrying anything, okay? It's trying to explain a little something. So we have the Buddhism saying Christianity. You have new born again Christians, and you have, say, everyone goes on a retreat to Buddhism, have the gowns. You know, you're nothing. Just because you wear a piece of orange cloth or whatever the color happens to be. Anyway, so every avatar that has been was for the sole purpose, nothing else, to stir the avatar within each of those people that they were a part of. So that is what they were trying to do. Yeah. Exactly that. And also with their teachings, people need something to follow. People need someone to belong to. I belong to this. However, and in many situations, it was a trigger. And there were all kinds of individuals that didn't go against, say, Buddhism. If we just take that, or Christianity, what it is, it sparked the individuality of, no, I don't want to follow that. Not because it's wrong, but the avatar, the thinking, the cosmic consciousness was awakened in that person to think for themselves so that they could lead their path of life better. So if we think, what I just said, if we think of the many rituals, the do's, the don'ts of the beliefs, the religions, so on, that is why they differ so very much. Everybody needs something else. They need something to belong.
Mm.
No other reason. So also, we actually haven't had an avatar for thousands of years. I know there are a lot of philosophies, well, which are actually oddly enough correct. They say the coming of Christ. Okay, I'm going to put my head on the block. I could prove it to you, Thor. I cannot prove it any other way. That physical being who had been has come, has gone for whatever reason, but the reason there is not an individual who is now going to be the avatar if they were born in China, in Tibet, Australia, Germany, Britain, where? US, Trump reincarnation. I'm not trying to get political. All I'm saying is, who are we going to follow? People might not like which country they were born in. Which sex are they going to be? So anyway.
It's an interesting point though, because there are, if you look at like, I suppose it's different this time around though, because I suppose in so many ways you could say that the avatars are like celebrities, right?
Yeah, unfortunately.
Unfortunately, and there's like brands.
Yes.
So I suppose in this context, we're talking about like spiritual avatars, but I suppose we do have many avatars or people who follow other people. You also have some like spiritual avatars. If you look on the internet, there's a lot of like people with fairly huge spiritual teachers with fairly huge followers. I mean, they're not as worldwide as Jesus or Buddha or Muhammad, but there are some out there who are fairly big. I mean, yeah.
For what? Because they've got long hair?
Yeah, probably.
And a beard?
Yeah.
And they sit lotus position?
Mm.
And if you're too poor, my take would be they have nothing to lose.
Yeah.
If they're too rich, they also have nothing to lose.
Yeah.
Maybe it will awaken. I don't actually want someone to think for myself.
Mm.
I will always listen in case I'm missing something, but it doesn't work for me.
Yeah.
Also, with the advancement of human knowledge, which has moved forward, of course, everyone, whether they are Muslims, Christians, or Buddhists, whatever, have moved forward in some way. Even the very strong, really, well, Catholicism is very strong. Muslims, I think, because I work with a lot of them, they'll have certain traditions, but God is God. It is an outer show as a tradition for festivities and so on and so forth. So in essence, we no longer need avatars. So what would an avatar tell us? What these individuals you say on wherever they happen to be, what do they have to offer us? How would we actually accept it?
Mm.
I know I'm not the only skeptical one. There are many people who don't even want to come close to thinking that we have an aura. It's rubbish, or that we can communicate, or that we're being guided, even if it's to their benefit. A lot of people don't.
Mm.
But they're as strong spiritually as the next person.
Yeah.
You know, sits and fasts and speaks beautifully. Oh, yeah. Mustn't kill. But it's also a karmic pattern, isn't it? So how could we actually accept anyone that came along? Because actually a lot of the institutions are full of them. We no longer have mental institutions as such, but we have plenty of pills that we pop that say that they are deranged, mentally deranged.
Mm.
The many Jesuses, Hail Marys, whatever it happens to be. What they would have, that individual would have to do, he or she would have to bring forward something that would appeal to all of us. That's a big job. But with such a diverse communities, also because of travel, because of communication, everyone knows everyone else. We tend to know an awful lot about everybody's religions and what they like and don't like. So it'd be almost impossible to appeal to the vast majority of people in even a country, because then they would have political control, which is also, I see it on the news. If there's a spiritual leader, oh, follow me, follow me. It's not going to work. Or even for the world. It just won't work. But interesting enough, spiritual awareness now there's more interest in spiritual awareness than before. And that is actually what all the avatars, if we only take those 2 or the 3 of them, in the past were trying to do anyway, as you quite rightly said. The avatars within us, we are meant to think for ourselves, to open up our own individuality, which would still be the same, but we might just say it a little bit differently. Doesn't matter. And that is also the cosmic consciousness. That is the direction from God, or whatever anybody wants to say. So 30 or 40 years ago, only a handful of people. I think I told you, Owen Potts, anyone listening to the podcast, he was elderly already, but he knew the last lady in Britain that was convicted of the Witchcraft Act, and that was in 1952. He knew the lady, and she was convicted in 1952.
God.
Exactly.
That is not long enough away, is it?
It is not long enough away. No, exactly. But now, of course, because of, say, the pandemic, which has caused a huge shift, say, with unemployment, all kinds of other hardships, all of a sudden we're looking for something. Maybe I can get help from someplace, which is meant. So gradually we, meaning the royal we, all of us, are becoming a little bit more interested in in spiritual situations. But anyway, let us see what the avatars did. All of those individuals, they came in little groups. There was Buddhism was first, and then also Christianity. I don't know the total cycle of years, but all of them were there to stimulate your own cosmic consciousness, not just to follow. It is natural to follow because someone's doing the work for you. If we dig a little deeper ourselves, it's hard work, but my gosh, it's rewarding. Because that digging then allows you to enter into that realm. God, what do I do next? I don't mean God, with a capital G. What do I do next? And the answers are within yourself. I think you did that this morning in your wonderful meditation, didn't you?
Yeah.
But all of this had been planned for the future now. So meditation, again, we can access the cosmic consciousness and the avatar within each of us. We become the avatar when we start helping others, because that is then the physical manifestation of the cosmic consciousness, which is in the person that you're trying to help as well. If we talk about healing, you're then stimulating and triggering that force within the other individual. So if we were able to talk, let's say, to Buddha or Christ now, okay, now this is what the guide said. How now would they be able to advance their teachings anymore? Would they be able to say more than what they did? Of course not. They don't. Their karmic pattern was to give what they gave, and that was it. They wouldn't fit in anyway, those types of individuals, because that is where the situation of their learning and their karma and their purpose stopped. So the learning now has to come from within ourselves. And that is, in fact, exactly what is happening as well. I don't know if you were already in the group, but I had a number of traders who came to the groups.
I didn't experience that, but I heard you said that before. Yeah.
Traders, yeah, that's right, from the city at that time. And I also had a group of SAS chaps who came for training, and they said they still used the meditation to calm themselves and to focus themselves. So the avatars, if they came now, what then? And as I said a moment ago, trust me, the asylums are full of them. The doctors, dishing out pills left, right, and center. And that's because simply because the derisory situation of our own minds, even if it was the true individual that was sent physically to move us forward, who would believe them?
Mm.
Our minds are too doubting. Oh God, there they go again. They wouldn't fit in, not now. So there would be no way, no purpose. Nothing would be gained at all by having avatars. So what is necessary now, as we said, future of time, is the self-realization or the cosmic consciousness, which has always been there, but is now being raised differently. And I say differently because we will only pay attention, we will only look for something else if the chips are down. Hunger. At the moment, it's where? Africa? North Korea, as I mentioned, I saw on CNN, they are lacking 2 months of food. August to October, they have nothing because of the bad weather. Also, the tornadoes, hurricanes wiped out their own crops. The borders are closed because of the pandemic. That's far away. It's a lot closer than we think. With our little tiny island as well. It will hit everyone. No one will be exempt. And that is how the karmic pattern or the power of spirit are going to bring things forward for people to listen. The truth, of course, within ourselves, also, okay, it's there. However, there is still the underlying situation, the human situation. We need to belong. I am doing this. I'm doing what are some of these yoga things called? I'm only taking that because Avyani, it's a hot yoga, it's a cold yoga, it's whatever yogas.
Vipassana, I think it's
yeah, that's
one of
right.
them is
But
called
there are lots of them.
Vipassana.
That's only one of them, isn't it?
Yeah, because there's quite a few different ones.
That's right. It's a money spinner, isn't it? So you have all of these to gain. I am doing this, and or whatever it is, because we need to belong. However, last week, I believe we mentioned the colors, or the week before, about the color coalition. As soon as we meditate, as soon as we open the chakrams, which is a color coalition with everything living, if we can link with the birds that are migrating because they know a volcano is going to blow up on their ass, watch it. Just why are they doing that? Maybe I should also start moving my butt. That color coalition is with each and every little thing, because that awakens that cosmic consciousness with the avatar. And like the grains of sand that we mentioned also not so long ago, we're all individuals, but we're all connected. And because of that connection, we actually belong. We belong to everyone in the world. And the cosmic, which stretches out further, we also belong and are a part of and connected with all of the other planets that also have different types of life forms that are also learning a different type of lessons. So we already belong.
So
You don't
truly,
have to sit in a group.
Yeah.
As soon as we, oh God, it's raining.
Yeah.
Sorry. As soon as we sit and we contemplate and relax, we're connecting ourselves.
Yeah.
And we're able to draw on the positive energy that is all around us. We can tap into the healing sessions around the world, the prayer sessions around the world, the festivities, the uplifting festivities from around the world. We can tap into those. The negative and difficult energies, we're able to deal with very easily through the strength of the concentration that we need to enforce the meditative state. That means open the chakras. Don't think of your shopping list or anything else. It's going to be there, one step at a time. So it's possible. It's there. The cosmic consciousness, as we were just, is the God within us, if you wish, if we need a little bit more, something to hold on to. I like explanations I can understand.
I think there's some beauty in what you just said, though, in terms of that we can get the sense of belonging by giving life to the cosmic consciousness that exists within us through meditation. I mean, I think there's something, because sometimes we can't go to a group. I mean, I quite like going to, I've always enjoyed going to your groups and running meditation groups. I've always enjoyed that, but we can't always do that. So you can give life to that sense of belonging, through giving life to the cosmic consciousness through your meditation by yourself.
Absolutely. When we go to a group, what we're able to do, even without a group, we're able to draw in the energy of like-minded people.
Yeah.
That helps us enormously.
Yeah.
And we need people, which is good.
Yeah.
However, once we get into that meditative space, we still go our own directions. Some people need this, some people need that. So we're still on our own. And when the chips are down, it's you on your own. And we have to find our own salvation. How do we quell our fears? How do we quell our anxieties? Let's say if we take the West End at the moment, the actors and actresses and all the people that are part of these productions, no work, no pay.
Yeah.
Except when your bills,
it's awful.
they have gone up.
Yeah.
How do we manage?
How do we manage? Yeah.
And even if you're able to get a loan, how are we able to pay it back? The first paycheck might just be, thank you, God, yes. But it wasn't enough before the pandemic. You just got by. It's certainly not going to be enough when the pandemic is gone.
That's a positive way to start.
Yeah, that's right. The reason I brought it forward is that, it's always, oh, don't worry, we're protected by this, that, fluff balls in the air. Well, guess what? It's suffering down here sometimes. It's hard.
Yeah,
and
it's hard work.
I like to be told that other people are also having trouble, not just me.
Yeah.
Or that my thoughts can sometimes go down.
Yeah.
I like to know, oh, thank God somebody else is doing that,
Yeah.
You're not off track.
Right. So we're sharing in the suffering, basically. So
Yeah.
I get
exactly.
what you mean. I totally get what you mean. So what is the positive message for the week, though?
Oh, so positive. So positive, definitely. Yesterday's pain is today's strength.
Nice. Yesterday's pain is today's strength. I like it.
So
that's really good. That's really, really good. I love it. That is very positive.
So today's pain is tomorrow's strength. Do you feel about that?
Well, yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, thank you so much, Ines, for another week.
Okay.
And remember, everyone, that you've got the cosmic consciousness within you. You just have to give it life.
Yeah, exactly. Yes. And believe in yourself.
Yeah.
No one is better than yourself.
Yeah, exactly.
And a lot of money, it makes life easier, but it's only a byproduct of the karmic pattern of that personality.
Yeah.
Doesn't mean anyone is better than. It is a karmic situation, nothing else.
Yeah, exactly. All right. Well, thank you for listening, everyone. And always remember, if you have any questions, comments, just reach out.
Okay, brilliant.
All right.
Woohoo. Take
Bye,
care.
everyone. Bye.
Bye-bye.